channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Josefina's, this is her theater kit. So it's very similar to Felicity's. So, in fact, a lot of the stuff is copy-pasted. So again, it comes with this book, which is the director's guide, and it comes with the four little script books that the kids can share, and it does come with a poster as well. So this one is different in Felicity's in the fact that there wasn't really a lot of play culture in New Mexico at this time. They did put on plays, but mostly they were religious. So it does talk a little bit about minarets, which is wooden puppet shows, but not really a lot of, in fact, it does talk. They didn't really have much time for this type of entertainment because they were busy. They were running a ranch. So the play is called Josefina's Gift. It does take place right before her birthday. It says, and this is they might have seen puppet shows on the Village Plaza or in Santa Fe, or she and her sisters might have put on their own puppet shows. Religious plays were also popular. Most people could not read, which was talked about in her books. So plays were an important way for people to enjoy themselves and to keep their religious beliefs alive. So again, this is New Mexico. They were part of Spain. It's very, very Catholic. So there were probably a lot of religious plays that things were put on. They did the puppet shows, but they didn't have plays like Felicity's book would have. So, but it does very much go through, very similar to, if you watch my video on Felicity's, where they do the planning of the play, they do a summary of the play, which it takes place in the summer of 1825, just before Josefina's 10th birthday. Her family is missing their mother after her mother's death. Josefina is helping her godmother, her Tia Magdalena, which is her father's sister. This is actually her, again, Tia is aunt. With spring cleaning, she hopes to become a healer. This is, again, right, similar to her third book. Yes. No, fourth book, sorry. Birthday's its fourth book. So, as opposed to Felicity's, which was taking place around the time of her second book. So it talks about the different jobs to do. You had 6 characters, again, almost identical to Felicity's, but it can be 2 people can play 2 characters. So you have the play script, you talk about the director's guide and the tickets. Again, it's, with the exception of the length of the play, can be performed in about 20 minutes. So a lot of this, again, is copy-pasted directly from Felicity's, which I'm guessing is going to be the same for most of these. Because we have Felicity's, we have Josefina's here. There's going to be Kirsten's, Addie's, Molly's, Samantha's. I don't know if Kit and Julie have one. Cecile and Marie Grace do not. Obviously, neither did Caroline and Kea. So none of those had the playbills. In fact, I believe Josefina's was maybe the last one. So, again, I'm not sure about Kit and Julie. But then it goes on, it talks about the characters. You have Josefina, you have her father, which is Papa. You have Tia Dolores, which is her aunt. This is her mother's younger sister. You have her sister Clara, her Tia Magdalena, which is her father's sister. You have, it looks like she has Mariana, which is Josefina's friend from the Pueblo village. So those are the 4. So you have Josefina, her father, her aunt, her closest sister to her age, her other aunt, and her friend. So those are the ones who, yes, you can memorize. Again, they talk about they can memorize their lines. They don't have to. They have somebody who can help them, stuff like that. It again talks about the stage, which is word for word what was in Felicity's books. So, and it does talk about the props. So in this one, you have Act 1 need mending, so they're sewing, and a baby goat. I'm guessing this is a toy. You're not going to actually get a baby goat. Wouldn't recommend the baby goat, unless you guys could be living on a farm. I still wouldn't recommend a baby goat. Act 2, you need a broom, a branch of green leaves, cleaning rags, jars, and a root. So definitely more props than Felicity's story. Act 3, you need a root. It's the same root from Act 2. Act 4, you need the baby goat, 2 dolls, a rattlesnake, again, toy, and the same root from Act 2. Then for and then for Act 5, you again have the baby goat, a plate of cookies, a vase of flowers, a bouquet of flowers, and rattlesnake rattles. So those are the props for the different things. It talks about the different stage sets. It is talking about acrobats. It also talks about, again, with the minarets, the plays. So Act 1 and 5 take place in the courtyard of Josefina's house. Act 2 takes place at her Tia Magdalena's house. Act 3 takes place outside Tia Magdalena's house. And Act 4 takes place by the stream, which might explain the rattlesnake. So it talks about different costumes and different outfits to wear. So, and the rattlesnake, the actor who plays the rattlesnake should dress in all brown. So apparently apparently the rattlesnake is a character. So the simplest way to identify characters doesn't even require costumes. They can wear a sign, or they can just kind of do simple things. In Josefina's day, New Mexican women and girls wore long, narrow shawls called again, not Spanish, rabuzos. Basically, yeah, they're just kind of a little shawl around their shoulders. And you can wear plain white blouses or t-shirts. So they're very, very simple. And then it just kind of talks about making one of the fringe and making a rabuzo. And then it has the back, which has the tickets and the playbill or the program. So I do enjoy these. This is the little play script. So this is where it has the words in it. And again, it tells you what to do. It has Tia Magdalena looking toward a door. You have Josefina smiling, pointing to jars. Basically, it tells people what to do, similar to a typical, if you're familiar with Shakespeare, those are play scripts. You're not actually yes, you can read Shakespeare, obviously. It's meant to be seen. The really way to understand Shakespeare is to be seen, but that's a whole different story, and I'm sure I've ranted about that before. On this channel. I just don't know when. I think I've covered some Shakespeare. I've been doing this channel since, 2001? Or 2021. It's been a while. So, but again, this is the little play scripts there are 4 in the set. You can find these used. I do believe you can find some of the stuff on archives.org. So, but this is the 2 things. I enjoy these because it's a way to bring the characters to life. So little kids, there are boys. Her father's in this one. I think Felicity's father is in hers. I think Ben might be there, but no, never mind. There are 2 men in Felicity's story. So this one just has her father. So it's an interesting story. Allows the girls and boys, I want to exclude the boys, to interact with the characters, and it helps them understand maybe some of the history. And this talks about healing and doing, I'm guessing by the sense of the rattlesnake in the stories, Josefina's friend gets bit by a rattlesnake and they use a type of root. Again, no, this doesn't actually work. As I mentioned in her book series, it is likely that the rattlesnake did a venomous bite when they would do this, just because rattlesnakes are not stupid creatures. They know they can't eat you, and they want to reserve their venom because it takes energy to make it for things they can eat. Again, not you. They're just defending themselves. So that is probably why the root worked. Do not try this at home. If you get bit by a rattlesnake, call 911. And don't use a tourniquet. And don't try to suck it out. None of that works. Just call 911 and mark the swelling. But biggest thing, call 911 and listen to them. But yeah, I can't remember the root. This is going to be part of, again, it's going to be book 4. So it's her birthday book where her friend gets bit by a snake. So, and they use a root to heal it. But again, it probably had no venom if that actually worked, because that does not work. Not in real life. So call 911. If you get bitten by a rattlesnake, I live in the American Southwest. I have actually seen rattlesnakes. Mainly after my child was born on a children's trail not far from my house. But beware of rattlesnakes if you're coming to the American Southwest. They are here. They will bite you. You don't want to get venom, even if they do. It's not fun. No, I haven't. No, nor do I want to. But nonetheless, back to this with men rambling. But I do love these. I like Felicity's as well. It allows the girls to interact, something that does come from the books. In this case, this is her fifth. No, fourth. Her birthday book. Getting these things out of order. But nonetheless, it's very, very fun. So that is it for this review. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. Again, I will be doing Josefina this month. Where are we? I'm filming this in February, March. Josefina is in March. In April, I believe I'm covering Cecile and Marie Grace. Unfortunately, not a lot of American Girl stuff with them. And then I will be covering, I think Kirsten comes after that. So Kirsten will be in May, and then Addie, Samantha, Kit, and I don't know, I'm missing Rebecca. Nonetheless, we'll be going through history. So you can look forward to that. If you want to look past, I have covered Kea, Felicity, and Caroline. So those are the dolls that I have already covered. And you can check out the rest of the channel. I have a lot of stuff, a variety of different things. Because I've been doing this since 2021. I think it was April or May of 2021. Back when my daughter was little and not 6. So again, like and subscribe if you like what you see, and leave a positive comment if you have one. Thank you.